Professor Dr. Musdah Mulia was the first woman got a doctorate in Islamic politics from Institute of Islam Religion that belonged to the state in Jakarta, Sarif Hidayatullah, in which now she becomes a professor. Professor Musdah Mulia is indeed a very prominent, not just scholar, but also a promoter for peace and interreligious dialogue. As far as I know, she is former Secretary General of the National Commission of Human Rights in Indonesia. This is the very important body formed to promote human rights, especially for women. And then now she is chairperson of ICRP, Indonesian Conference on Religion for Peace. And as a woman Muslim leader, she has got several awards, even international awards, of being the prominent leader of women Muslims, such as from Italy, I think also from the United States, etc. So she's indeed the right person that we have to listen to, especially for this topic. So once again, please welcome Professor Musdah Mulia. Your time, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Romo Armada. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, good morning.
Good morning.
I usually say shalom, yeah, to all of you. Okay. In this session, I would like to share my experience working in interfaith dialogue in Indonesia. The title of my presentation is Interfaith Dialogue Beyond Conflicts, a Muslim Point of View. Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world, and demographically is the fourth most populous country after China, India, and the United States, with more than 240 million people inhabiting an archipelago of more than 17,000 islands. Currently, more than 200 million Muslims live in Indonesia. They constitute 84% of the country's total population and 30% of all Muslims worldwide. However, despite the predominance of one single religion, Indonesia is essentially a multicultural society. Spread throughout the archipelago are more than 214 ethnic groups speaking distinct local languages. Among the 35 million Indonesians who are not Muslim, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, as well as various local indigenous religions are commonly practiced. So Indonesia protects in our constitution also all believers of religions as stated in its constitution 1945. Such condition came up because the founding fathers and the founding mothers of Indonesia, they were prominent Muslims and Christians, didn't choose religion as the foundation of the state. That is the fact. Rather, they chose Pancasila as state philosophical foundation and at the same time as the guideline in establishing the state's political power. Certainly such a choice was not made without reason, nor was an easy thing to do. The historical record has expressly displayed and borne clear witness to the fact that the debate of Indonesian founding fathers had turned the group into two severely opposing poles, the nationalists and the Islamists was aggravatingly bitter and thought. The former advocated Pancasila and the later wanted Indonesia to be based in the Islamic ideology. Such heated debate occurred in meeting prior to or in the wake of the independence proclamation, especially in the session held in the parliament in the year of 1945. Now I'd like to tell you historical background of Islam and Christianity. Actually, Islam and Christianity are not the native religion of Indonesian people. In fact, both religions came from outside Indonesia. Islam is always understood as Arabic religion or is religion. Meanwhile, Christianity is considered as European religion or Western religion. This misused understanding brings to many prejudice in our society. Islam came to Indonesia in the 30th century and was spread by traders and preachers who disseminated Islamic teaching throughout the Indonesian archipelago. The key to the success of Islamic propagation in the archipelago was not conquest. Yeah, this is a fact, yeah. Rather, it was the ability of Islamic preachers to adopt a cultural approach to the local traditions, beliefs, and wisdom dominated by Hinduism and Buddhism prior to the coming of Islam. Instead of forcing Sharia, Islamic law, on the community, the preachers of Islam, who were known as Nine Saints, especially in Java, developed a cultural Islamic approach by accommodating certain aspects of local traditions, beliefs, and wisdom. As a result, there was a process of indigenization of Islam in Indonesia. Throughout the history of Indonesia, Muslims were able to develop mutual respect, understanding, and tolerance of others. It is obvious that the development of Islam in Indonesia is very, very different compared to that of Islam in the Middle East. Meanwhile, Christianity came to Indonesia in the 16th century with colonialism, especially Dutch colonialism and Portuguese colonialism. The population of Christianity in Indonesia now is approximately 24 million people. 24 million people is same the population of Malaysia. The close association of Christianity with Western imperialism and colonialism have made many Muslims always consider Christians as colonialism. That is the problem. In fact, despite the association of Christianity with colonialism, Indonesian Christians tend to be very, very nationalistic. Most Indonesian Christians enthusiastically join in the struggle for independence. It is very important to note that every general election, the Catholic Council of Bishops and also the Indonesian National Council of Churches have jointly issued a political statement. The statement or declaration praises God for the Indonesian nation state and thanks God for accompanying the Indonesian people in their struggle to realize the ideals of Constitution of Indonesia 1945, namely national sovereignty, justice, prosperity, and peace. And also the declaration states that all Indonesian Christians are called by God to participate in the national elections to choose leaders who are committed to Pancasila, the Constitution, and the national ideals. Our text as peace lover is to campaign and to make people realize that Islam and Christianity are two religions which carry the universal message of peace, freedom, and salvation.